The Form 5500 is a compliance form that is only going to be required for employers that have at least 100 employees. Now, let's make sure we understand that there's a Form 5500 that's also filed with your 401. That is not what we're talking about. We are only talking about the Form 5500 in relation to employee benefits. So let's take a look at it. As we've discussed in other videos, we all know that if there's at least 2 employees and you're offering group products, then it falls under ERISA. And so the Form 5500 is just another obligation that comes with ERISA. Now, who has to file the Form 5500? First off, you're going to have at least 100 employees to do this. The second thing about that is that you have to have at least 100 employees enrolled in one of the particular policies that you have for your employee benefits package. So that could be a medical, a dental, a vision. Now, just because you have over 100 employees, let's talk about one of the kind of gotchas that happen sometimes. In my experience, you can come across groups that have 125, 150 employees, and on their medical and dental, they only have 75 or 80 employees at any time, and so they don't feel like they have to file. The gotcha is this. If you have an employer paid, maybe it's a long-term disability plan or it's a basic life plan, and all employees are on there, and you have 110 employees, you have 110 people enrolled, and so you do need to file your Form 5500. So just pay attention. Even if you're just a little bit over that 100 threshold, there's a chance if you have an employer purchased product that you'll still be required to file the form. Knowing when to file your Form 5500 is sometimes a little bit of a moving target. The rule of thumb is it is due on the last day of the month following the 7th month of the plan's end date. So let's talk about that. There are a lot of plans that the last day of the plan is December 31st of each year. And so the last day of the month following the 7th month, once the plan ends, is July 31st. So whatever day your plan ends on, count 7 months back, it's due on the last day of that month. Now, the information that is going to be disclosed in the Form 5500 is plan information, carrier information, and also broker information. Those are things that typically in the past we have helped our clients get all that stuff together, and we actually use somebody to help out with that. Because the Form 5500 is a compliance requirement, then there are going to be penalties with both the DOL and the IRS if those are not paid. And those are paid based on the line of coverage. So if you're having to file on multiple lines, they're going to penalize you across each one of those lines separately. Now, let's talk about how we can get it filed. A lot of the times it's smart, and what we do with our clients, as I mentioned earlier, is we use a third-party administrator to help out with that. Because sometimes you have to get all your information together to send in the Form 5500. As a broker, we help out with that, but sometimes it may require getting information from accountants, from lawyers, and from other places like that to make sure that the filing is done accurately. As I mentioned, we typically help out quite a bit with that because we have a lot of that stuff in-house, and we use a third party that does it all the time because they do it right. And it's always best to do it right the first time. As I mentioned, the Form 5500 is only going to be for groups that have over 100 employees, and they have to have at least 100 in at least one of the policies. It's not a difficult thing to do. We always suggest using a TPA to help out with that because it just makes it easy. If you have any questions about that, please feel free to reach out to us. I appreciate it, and let us know if you have any questions.